Good morning, everyone. Mornings with the Manager, November 20, 2024. Hope everyone is doing fine. Thank you so much for watching our 30-minute update about things that are going around here in the city of Monterey, things that might be of interest for you. And it's always a pleasure to communicate with our residents through this medium as well as many others. So let's just jump right in. I'll give you an update about the local elections. As you know, the local elections are almost decided here for the city of Monterey. All our charter amendments, and there were 4 of them, have been overwhelmingly approved. So that is really good news because they will help us to update our processes and procedures, but also it will allow us to streamline a lot of the processes that need to be streamlined. The other election updates are that the mayor is re-elected. Councilmember Gino Garcia has been elected for the first time to District 4. And the only outstanding election results are still in District 3, where we have 2 candidates competing head-to-head. Our resident Jean Rash as well as Eric Palmer are both in a very close race. I think right now 11 votes are separating those 2 candidates for city council, and today, Wednesday, sometime, I would expect it at around 4 o'clock, the county election office will provide another update of votes. And when you go on the website with the county election office, you will see actually how many votes are still outstanding and what type of votes. There are provisional votes outstanding, there are mail-in votes outstanding. And so they have counted since Friday, and so we expect another update today. So with the exception of District 3, we can really say with certainty the mayor and Councilmember Garcia will be both sitting in the new council. And hopefully today, again, we will have another update that will continue to provide clarity about how this race is developing. Now, what you need to know is that there are some rules involving the election numbers or the numbers of vote gathered. If a candidate has votes is ahead at least 0.25%, a quarter percent. If that candidate is ahead at least a quarter percent, the county elections office will continue without a recount. If one of the candidates is below 0.25%, then there is a mandatory recount. With the last update on District 3, Jean Rash was leading with 0.49%, so she is outside of the mandatory recount requirement. And that can be challenged by the other candidate. And so should the candidate with the lesser votes demand a recount, he or she then is required to pay for that recount if it's outside of the margin of the 0.25%. So all that will play out over the next couple of days. I don't know what will happen, but I wanted to give you the full information. So right now there's a very tight race. All the updates that the election office provided had always seen Jean Rash ahead of Eric Palmer, and I just explained to you when the county elections office has to conduct a mandatory recount, and also the option is there for the other candidate to demand a recount if she wants to pay for that. So we are following that closely, and we'll keep you updated. And of course, the media and the county elections office will keep us updated as well. The other part of the election that is, I think, important to note is that this year we have a new state law, and the state law basically prescribes, mandates that the county elections office has to certify the elections not sooner than December 3rd, and not later than December 5th. So in the past, the county election office, when they felt they were done, and they could certify it. Now state law basically says you shall not certify elections prior to 12/3, and you shall certify by 12/5. Why is that important for us? Our initial planning was that our council meeting on December 3rd would feature a swearing-in ceremony for the new council members. Now, given that neck-to-neck race we have right now in District 3, as well as knowing that potentially the elections might not be certified on 12/3, we have now changed the plans and are planning to do the swearing-in ceremony on 12/17 at the second meeting in December. The reason for that is, number one, the certification that I just explained, the certification process and their mandated timelines. And the other part is we want to be sure that the candidate who ultimately will prevail in the race in District 3 has a chance to invite his or her friends, family, etc. for the ceremony. It's always a gathering of supporters, and it's always a very nice thing that happens on the day of swearing in, with a lot of photos being taken. So there has to be a little bit of notice ahead for that historic moment in their lives, as well as in the history for the city of Monterey. So swearing in election will all happen at 4 p.m. on December 17th. So that's all what I wanted to share with you with respect to the elections. Another update is I want to talk about our overall economy, how are we doing in the city. We're doing good. We are seeing our tourist numbers and associated revenues coming in slightly below where we thought we would be. There is no reason to be worried at all about the numbers that are coming in, but we can see that this pent-up demand that was created during COVID has now given away to more routine visitations here. Tourists are coming now as they came pre-COVID years, and we don't have this big rush of coming to the city, coming to our hotels and motels, and also having ample funding available to that was accumulated probably through savings during COVID to be spent here discretionary wise in our restaurants, shops, and hotels. So we see that the hotels are adjusting their rates, which is a good thing. So it becomes less expensive to come to Monterey. And with that, of course, we are also collecting a little bit less of transient occupancy tax or hotel tax. But so far, everything that we are seeing is not making us lose sleep right now over that. So again, we still are hosting conferences in the conference center during the week, which is very, very important. Last week we had a conference with 2,000 attendees in our building for 3 days in the middle of the week. And again, keep in mind, it's November. This is not holiday season or vacation season. And the conference center is an economic engine for the city and also for the region. And having large-scale conferences here during the times when we have gray or when it's really not time to travel is really helping to keep all our services alive, to fund recreation programming, fund public works services, police services, library services. So that's how I look at the economy right now. We have to be continually watching the numbers and ensuring that we have all the tools that we have in place to maybe slow down certain things in order to keep balancing our budget. Last week also we had visitors from Dubrovnik here. Dubrovnik is a sister city of the city of Monterey, and we started this relationship with Dubrovnik in Croatia in 2005. It was born out of the changes that happened in Eastern Europe, and the State Department at that time was looking for partner cities here in the United States who would be willing to partner with cities in the former Eastern Bloc countries to help them in their transition from the Soviet-style communism, socialism government into the democratic governments. And so in 2005, we started a relationship with the city of Dubrovnik, Croatia, formerly part of Yugoslavia. And so since then, a lot of things have happened. And one of the prime collaborations that we had was also that Dubrovnik adopted the idea of hosting a marathon and a half marathon. And so that came through partnership and learning from Big Sur Marathon. And at this time, during this visit, another milestone was achieved because the longest running, continuously running jazz festival in the world, which is the Monterey Jazz Festival and the Dubrovnik Jazz Festival, are partnering as well. They wrote a memorandum of understanding that will basically intensify collaborations, exchange of musicians, and things like that, exchange of knowledge, how to organize events, and we hope that will also strengthen the partnership. And it was a small delegation that came from Dubrovnik. I think they had 7 officials here and 9 runners, and they were here during the Big Sur half marathon weekend. And we were very happy to host them in our town. And we will continue to do partnership things with the city of Dubrovnik, including potentially also exchanging staff. In the past, we had the harbor master exchanges, we had planners exchanges. So there is a lot of things going on to, again, keep Dubrovnik developing and helping Dubrovnik where they might like to help, might like to have our help. I wanted to share with you our rental assistance program. We are continuing to screen applications. We are making the announcement when this opens. I wanted to share with you that so far we have helped over 60 individuals, including their families. We've spent now close to over $200,000 actually in helping individuals with rental assistance. As I stated in the previous update, we will take a good look at the program. It is very work intense, and it includes also attempts by fraudsters, not necessarily living in the city of Monterey, but living in other states to obtain rental assistance from us. And as we know, scam artists are everywhere. We get bombarded with fraudulent attacks in our daily lives. When you open your inbox, you will find lots of those attempts. And our rental assistance program is part of some of those folks that try to create a revenue stream for them. So we will be looking at how can we do it better? Is it maybe a different way of supporting folks in helping them to pay their rent, or what else can we do? Via Esperanza, we get a lot of questions about Via Esperanza. I think for more than 18 months now, we have closed a portion of Via Esperanza that happened during a winter storm where the street was damaged, or the parts of the street at least, and that led to a closure. That project is a project that is on our design plate. However, it requires a lot of permits, including that this project now is part of the jurisdiction of the U.S. Corps of Engineers, and so we have to pull a permit with them, and we have to also get permits from the State Water Board. So, frankly, that project is progressing as our overseeing agencies allow us to proceed. That's a very slow process. We are very impatient people here, but that's how it is. And you will see signs and barricades there for quite some time to come. It's not because we are not working on it, but I wanted to share with you that once you involve the feds and when you involve also certain state agencies, it will take their sweet time. And they're not adding value to the process. They are just adding time to the process. And we just have to um, try to get through this patiently. Our team is providing opportunities to listen to our residents and hear about their safety concerns with respect of our road systems here in the city. We are using collision data to analyze where we think hotspots are, where we need to improve uh, our traffic design or road safety plans. And so we have right now a program out there that is called Local Road Safety Plan Survey. What we want to hear from you, it's in English and in Spanish available. You will find it on our website. You will find it also on Have Your Say Monterey. And we just want to try to gather your input and see and hear about things we might not be aware of. Please stay tuned. We have public outreach meetings. We already had one where there's another one planned. Please sign up for the emails that we send out or go on our website, and we'll try to advertise it as much as we can. But of course, if you don't look for it, you will not find it. AB 413 is called the daylighting bill. That's basically the bill that ensures that pedestrians are being seen at crosswalks. This will go into effect January 1st. You've seen a lot of red curbs that we painted next to crosswalks. We will continue to notify folks about those rules. We will continue to educate or provide information to everyone why this new law is out there. However, what will also happen is if you ignore that and park in the red zones next to crosswalks, we will cite you because we will be held responsible by the state if we are not enforcing the law. So a citation will cost you $125 if you park in one of those newly dedicated red zones. Keep your eyes out. We have already painted a lot of infrastructure in the city of Monterey, and we really don't like to cite. And should we cite, know that is AB 413 responsible for that, which really has the overall objective to ensure pedestrian safety when they cross on crosswalks. And you see this sometimes that big cars like those large-scale trucks that have been also equipped with extra tires can really block the sight towards pedestrians who want to cross safely the street. And so AB 413 sets that into motion with clearing at least 20 feet between the crosswalk and where you can park now. So again, January 1st, it becomes into effect, and we will start enforcing them. Current construction, we have a big project going on here at the corner of Calle Principal between Polk and Hartnell Street. It will provide a lot of ADA improvements. We'll redesign the whole flow of the street. We will do sidewalks improvement, gutter improvements, curb ramps, driveways, storm drains. So it's a large-scale project done by one of our subcontractors, the Don Chapin Company. It will involve also that a postal mailbox there that was originally located there has been shut down and will be relocated to place to be determined by the U.S. Postal Service. But what it will do is it will really provide, hopefully, better clarity, visual clarity, mental clarity about how the flow of the traffic is, and with that, increased pedestrian safety. I spoke about this also the last time we had a chance with mornings of the managers, but when the school closes here, you have high school students, 300, 400, 500 students walking down Madison Street towards downtown or towards the library or towards the transit center. And they are pretty much populating the intersections there for 15, 20 minutes. And those improvements will also benefit all pedestrians, including the high school students who are crossing the street there. Yesterday was a good day in the city of Monterey. We had at lunchtime, we celebrating the official signing of the lease with San Pedro Fish Market. San Pedro Fish Market will go into the Scales building. San Pedro is hiring an architect. They are looking also for a contractor. And 2025 will be the year where San Pedro Fish Market will be working and designing the space formerly occupied by Scales for their purposes. San Pedro Fish Market is a very well-established, large-scale operator in San Pedro in Southern California, and they have really created a very interesting type of restaurant and very interesting menu items that we do not have to that extent here on the wharf right now. So we really think it will enrich the experience for all our visitors. It will provide another options for locals as well as for visitors to dine. And they have just a great reputation as a family owned and operated restaurant that really looks at families as being the primary customer. The family of the owners came yesterday. There were probably, I want to say, 30 of the team of the family members there with the closest team members, and we had a little signing ceremony in the chamber at 12 o'clock, and we're very happy that those lease negotiations have now concluded, and their work still has to be done. As I shared with you, we still have to work through a lot of other topics before the restaurant can hopefully open in 2026. So stay tuned on that, and I am absolutely thrilled to be witnessing yesterday when the mayor was signing the lease agreements with the parties of San Pedro Fish Market. Last night also we had a council meeting, and that council meeting had a lot of good items that the council worked through. In the afternoon we had a few items that were of interest. We vacated a portion of Manzanita Street for the benefit of a resident, but also we the council approved the new refuse hauling fees. Nobody likes to pay more money for anything, and we all don't like to pay more towards having our garbage or our waste, our trash, our materials, our green waste hauled from our residences. But the matter of fact is also our waste hauler, who is Monterey City Disposal Service. They have increased costs. They have higher insurance premiums like we all have. They have higher fuel costs. And also the employee cost of Monterey City Disposal Services are also keeping up with the cost of living that we all experience here, the increased cost of living. And so yesterday the council approved the new rates that will go into effect January 1st of 2025. So please stay tuned. I can tell you, and that's really not a comforting thought, because who cares what the other cities are paying, but our rate increase are still anchoring us solidly in the lower 1/3 of all peninsular cities and district cities that are delivering the materials to the Monterey Regional Waste Management District, or Regen Monterey as it's called now. So we're still at the lower end of that, and I hope that you will understand that prices go up, and we cannot just let somebody who's hauling the waste for us um, go bankrupt if we don't adjust the pricing. So I think that was done yesterday as well. And then in the evening session, we had a longer session about NCIP projects. The council listened to concerns brought forward by some of the NCIP reps or some of the residents who spoke, and staff presented also our process, our opinions, and at the heart of the matter were 7 projects that staff was recommending to not approve or to send it back to NCIP for further evaluation. These were all projects to a degree that were either done by other means or were really scoped not correctly, or were recommended by other commissions or by another commission as not to being pursued. The Parks and Rec Commission pointed out to staff as well as to the council that we should reinvest into existing recreation facilities before we buy, purchase, invest into brand new facilities. I think that's a very fair argument. There was one project that we hadn't objected to on June 3rd already to the NCIP. That was a new Monterey neighborhood plan that we became aware really literally at the last moment that this was probably also not a good project, as state law is really marching into a different directions in basically abandoning classic neighborhood plans towards creating citywide objective design standards that are then applicable to all neighborhoods. We explained this also on council was following us, our recommendation there as well. So in the end, a mix of was approved by the council to either outright cancel some of the projects or send some of the projects back for evaluation. Then we had another project that we proposed as staff to get fast-tracked and to get approved. It is another NCIP project from the previous year, and it was about replacing playground equipment at our El Estero Youth Center at the Dennis the Menace Park. And again, there were some concerns raised by some constituents why we would fast track a project like that. And again, we just, as staff, pointed to past practice. It's really nothing new. It's not really the way it was presented that staff was trying to pull a fast one there. And so council understood and saw through all the arguments being made, and I was very grateful for council as well as Councilmember Garcia, who highlighted very eloquently that this was an approved NCIP project, that there was interest by the NCIP, and we had an opportunity and the funding available to get this done. And so council voted 5-0 to do this project. And the last conversation we had that night was about a potential representative for the Navy neighborhood of La Mesa. And a robust conversation started there among council members, staff, and public about where do you want to draw the line. And it was interesting to follow that conversation, to listen to the pros and cons for all of that. And it was also important to hear from the Navy itself, who raised concerns about having one of their own appointed to the Neighborhood Community Improvement Program. And so at the end, the council provided some guidance on that topic, and they did not appoint a representative from La Mesa or the Naval Support Activity Monterey Bay towards the NCIP. I want to say cautiously that topic is not off the table yet. We We should not exclude 1,900 people living there from allowing them to participate in the public process. So I'm very sure that sooner or later we will revisit that topic, as well as the topic, including the topic of neighborhood representation and discussions also about neighborhood associations. And as I stated, it was a good, robust, productive conversation with all parties involved. All the statements that we heard from neighbors and from the Navy and the council members and staff all together will probably provide a great resolution sometime next year. We have a lot of events planned for for the holidays. Please check out Monterey Gov holiday events. Our holiday tree lighting will be on December 6th. Starts at 5 o'clock in front of Colton Hall. And last but not least, next week is Thanksgiving. I hope you will enjoy the time with your loved ones and your friends and families. We are again organizing together with the Kiwanis Club of Monterey and the Food Bank to hand out Thanksgiving dinners on Wednesday, November 27th. We will hand out 1,000 meals. Everything is already arranged, so that event has sold out within 12 hours. And that we will also deliver with the help of Monterey Fire Department and Monterey PD, some meals to those who cannot really attend in person. So we will be also doing home deliveries to ensure that everyone understands Thanksgiving. And I hope that they will be enjoying a beautiful Thanksgiving. And if one of them once in a while sends their thanks to the Food Bank and the Kiwanis Club, we will appreciate that as well. So with that, that's all what I have to say for today. I hope you have a great week. Stay healthy, and I hope to see you around at the next update, Mornings with the Manager. Thank you as always for listening. Shoot me an email, call me if there's anything we can do for you. And as always, it's a privilege to work for the city of Monterey and our residents and our businesses and our visitors. Have a great day. Bye-bye.